Hi, AntiDigest, and I don't watch ads on YouTube anymore while casting to Chromecast on this TV. Let's do that again. Yeah. Okay. Hi, this is my new old Samsung TV, and while casting YouTube videos to Chromecast, I don't watch ads. This is too long. Let's just roll with it. This idea came into being when I was sitting in the dark and gloomy Seattle weather casting a YouTube video on my TV.
I hate YouTube ads.
Because, well, I do hate YouTube ads. And while casting from my phone to Chromecast, YouTube is not the perfect companion. Especially because I don't watch ads on my laptop. Ad blockers. There must most definitely be a way to block ads on my phone as well, right? And as it turns out, there is. You can root your phone, install Advanced Manager, and then YouTube bans through it, and voila! No ads on your phone. And so no ad will be casted to Chromecast, right? Now the process of rooting your phone is pretty time consuming but annoyingly straightforward. I started by backing up my phone data, had to get my phone ready by becoming a developer and then toggling three things in developer options: OEM unlocking, advanced boot, and USB debugging. Then booted the phone into fast boot mode. But before I did that, I needed to connect my phone to my laptop. And on my laptop, I downloaded a couple of things. I will give you links to everything in description, obviously. I downloaded platform tools. Important, will help you in unlocking the device. Also downloaded latest Magisk APK over on their GitHub. Without this, there is no rooting. And finally, needed the TWRP file. It took me a while to find the correct one for my device. The link that I will put in the description would help you find something for your device. Also, once downloaded, it is better to keep this TWRP file in the same folder as your platform tools. Makes it easier to flash it. Next, I took my phone into fast boot mode and did the OEM unlocking using fast boot in platform tools. I needed to go through setting my device all over again. Now the first step of rooting is done. I unlocked my device and it can now be rooted. Second, you flash the TWRP file that we downloaded onto the device in fast boot mode. Usually, phone manufacturers won't give you those options directly because you make changes that make the phone or apps unstable. And so doing this also voids your warranty. In my case specifically, the warranty is already done with. So worst case could only be that I had to factory reset the phone. I did think, looking at some online methods for getting this done, that the TWRP app needs to be downloaded and need to work through with that. Nope. Totally wrong. I also thought that an app will get installed on the phone after I do this, which is not the case either. All this while, I had the wrong impression as well as the wrong TWRP file. Like I mentioned, it took me a while in getting the correct TWRP file. So once I was able to install the correct TWRP file, the device booted into TWRP mode, which is where I was able to install the Magisk APK. Oh, by the way, yes, while copying the APK, change the extension to zip instead of APK. Now Magisk app will root my phone. What rooting means is it gives you super user control to your phone. Sorry for not saying this before, super user access is the highest level of access or authority on your phone. You do not need permissions to do anything anymore. No passwords, nothing. If you delete something in super user mode, it is gone forever. Once you have super user control, the phone is free for you to modify in a way that is comfortable to you. Once everything is set, you can play around with what the device offers. You should be able to easily log back in. In my case, Google Play remembered all the apps that were installed on the device and reinstalled them. I did have to change a bunch of passwords though. I only remembered the password for LinkedIn. For most other apps, I had to tap on forgot password, showing how susceptible I am to new technology. Disappointing. Anyway, the final step is to install Advanced Manager. It is not available on the Google Play Store, obviously, because, well, why would YouTube hit their own foot with an axe? I found an APK online pretty easily, you should be able to as well, and I'll put a link in the description. Advanced Manager will help solve your problem with both YouTube and YouTube Music. You will have to put your trust in it and give it super user access. By the way, did you get why this app is named YouTube Advanced? So, I was gonna stop the YouTube video at that, but today something very interesting just happened. I was still annoyed by the YouTube Advanced app. I had to reinstall it almost every day, which was troubling me. So, in trying to figure things out and how to make it work, I installed this app called MicroG, which you can install through the Magisk App Store. So, MicroG is almost like Google Play services, which also has like a fake store to replicate that of Google Play Store. When I installed MicroG, apps started misbehaving. When I tried a few things like disabling some of the system built in apps and some other things like that, things started getting better. And then I made it worse. Wait, let me switch camera and show it to you. See how there's no Google Play Store to be found? By the way, the apps are ordered by name. Actually, not just this. Let's check settings. Let's check apps and notifications, and we'll see all apps that are on this phone and see if there is Google Play Store. See how there's no Google Play Store? Not just this, any app connected to Google is not working anymore. So like Gmail. If I skip, it will say Gmail won't run without Google Play services, which are not supported by your device. YouTube, Calendar, and there are some other apps with the same issue currently. Actually, I guess I did solve my YouTube ad problem in a way. Now I have a couple of options, maybe in order of severity and costliness. One is not use the Google mobile system anymore. Like, just find completely different apps for Gmail, Calendar, music, videos, whatever. Now, second would be to find APKs of Google Play Store and Google Play services and install them on my phone. Third, just factory reset everything. But as far as I understand the situation, factory reset might not solve the issue. Fourth, probably the costliest solution, buy a new phone altogether. Anyway, I tried the second step a bunch of times. Turns out what fixed the issue was a simple factory reset of the device. I think this would be the time to say lol. Once I set everything back up, the final test was the Chromecast. I connected it and played a bunch of videos, and before every video, I saw ads. Either YouTube Advanced was not working or I was doing something very wrong. Okay, I found something interesting again. I was driving from some place to my home one night, and my friend on the passenger seat was playing songs on YouTube on my phone. And I noticed something different. I noticed there were no ads. Yes, YouTube Advanced was working. So I went back, tested again with Chromecast and without Chromecast. YouTube Advanced was working. But while casting on Chromecast, I could still see ads. I was trying to solve a problem which was not at all related to my phone sending ads to the Chromecast. Turns out, in order to block ads on Chromecast, I needed to work at the router level. The Chromecast device connects directly to the internet through the wireless router to play the media that we are casting to it. And so, even if my YouTube Vanced was working, I was still seeing ads while casting to Chromecast. How do we solve this? First, I thought a simple parental control type thing might work. I mean, I put some recent ad websites in blocked list, and then Chromecast just cannot access those. Problem solved. Nah, Chromecast wouldn't even connect to the internet. Okay, trying a different way. Since I was working with a router, I tried getting a second router, so I have the current router as a fallback, which I could experiment with. I bought this off of Marketplace, tried getting it to work, had to spend almost an hour on a call with a Linksys rep who patiently walked me through getting the router to work. Installed open source software on this router, Tomato, through Fresh Tomato. Tried using the ad blocker provided by Tomato. Then tried using the ad blocker through a script I found online.
Total hours spent 8 hours. Total money spent $3. Total worth $0. I couldn't get it to work. And so the idiot returns home. I had to work with my current router with no fallback options anymore.
I have a TP-Link router. It supports two types of open source softwares, DDWRT and OpenWRT. I picked one randomly. I picked OpenWRT. There's a full process on flashing the image of OpenWRT software using TFTP. I'll put a link in description and you can find it pretty easy online. The flashing process took me 3 days. I was trying to flash it through the desktop that I have, but should have directly connected it to a laptop through a LAN cable instead. After 3 days, the flashing worked. After flashing the software, it was pretty easy. First, I installed and tested with the ad blocker provided by OpenWRT. It took a lot of space and did not block any ads as such. The second and final step, don't judge. I was trying to get this to work. I think 2 months of effort might be equivalent to $10 a month of YouTube Premium. Though I'm not sure if that would have worked on Chromecast. Anyway, the second try was with the script that I found online. It's a simple install. This guy on Reddit did a pretty good job explaining the script, and it was like 10 minutes of effort installing it. The effort did not pay off. I realized there was one more step left. The step where you block requests to static Google DNS servers stored on the Chromecast. So, Chromecast comes with some static Google DNS servers on it. It'll usually just make a request to these static DNSs. If you block the Google DNS through your router by having it route to some different DNS server, then Chromecast has no way but to fall back to the router's DNS server. And that was the step that I missed.
And look at this now. I've been watching a bunch of videos back to back, no ads. So now I think I'll watch ad-free YouTube forever. Why wouldn't this work?